Well, today I'm gonna jump on this bike and show you the most ridiculous e-bike I've ever seen. And really my question is, can this replace a motorcycle in certain scenarios? This is a traditional e-bike. You can see the difference. This is more like a four-wheel drive truck versus a two-wheel drive truck. We've got just rear wheel motor in this. This has a front motor and a rear motor, which is absolutely insane. 6,000 watts of power. We're gonna do some on-road, off-road. It's pretty good in these tight areas as well. You definitely appreciate the maneuverability of it. I usually come out, set this to 5, so you just click the plus there and I keep it on 5 most of the time. That way you have the full range of throttle. But if you want it to go slower, you're in a crowd or something, pretty easy, just turn that down to like 1 or 2. You want to be really, really safe. Super quick, man. You hear how quiet that is. Going 35. That is wild. These brakes. Let's see what we can do here. Does make a little bit of noise. Chains make a little bit of noise, but that's to be expected. Kind of a trade-off. All right, let's see what we can do here. Got 40, 44, 46, 47. Not bad. Turn my signal on here. It does have nice signals, so you can basically kind of play like you're in normal traffic. I forgot to, so I have the forks locked out. And I just hit a bump and it was a little harsh. You can lock these forks out. I'm gonna just take a couple clicks back. And I do have a lot of air in these forks. I actually put a little bit more air in them. I think I overinflated them a tiny bit. So they are pretty stiff right now. Now I am in dual motor mode. They do have a nice little indicator right here. It's hard to see in the sun. This screen, actually, I could see it just fine. It's just a little more difficult to see on the camera itself, but I can see it just fine with my eyes. I can see the odometer. Everything reads out pretty good. Do another one here. This is like flat ground. It's pretty good. So this is full throttle. Kind of see how fast it gets up. 40 miles an hour. 42. A little bridge. And if I want to get on the brakes, boom, man, that thing is no joke. These brakes are something. Man, this fits a lot of different use cases. I think this could be the replacement for, let's say you wanted to do like moderate four-wheeling or motorcycle off-road, like dirt biking, on moderate trails. Not anything crazy. This isn't a trial bike replacement. This isn't like your typical dirt bike with 12 inches of travel. It's not going to have that type of suspension, but it is a very capable kind of full suspension motorcycle. To me, it's a cross between like a really good 29-inch mountain bike, a dirt bike, and maybe even a street bike. So you could use it for commuting. Maybe you go on four-wheel drive paths instead of a Jeep or something. You don't beat yourselves up. If you've ever been on 2 wheels versus 4, it's definitely a heck of a lot easier to be on 2 when you're off-road and pretty much anywhere else. So, but man, when you roll on the throttle, it is so smooth and so quiet. These motors don't make any noise. I'm so used to other motors in these other e-bikes just kind of whining. There's no noise in this. I'll stop here and I'll just roll on the throttle here so you can hear. Just super quiet. So one thing that I did notice immediately, this had a little bit less fluid in it from the factory than it should have. And this front brake, when you pull it, you have to like pump it twice to get it to stop. But it does light up pretty good once you get it primed. It's just not normal. The rear brake is fine, so I just need to bleed this front brake. And this happened in another reviewer. So this chain comes off periodically. So you can just slip it under the back and then freewheel it back. But I've seen that before. So I've hit quite a few bumps on this and it hasn't come off, but for whatever reason, just hit that one over there perfectly and it popped off. This chain, it is super loose. Like this could be tightened up. Definitely needs to be tightened up. I'll probably do that at some point. I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's really nice in these, the centrifugal force of these larger wheels is super nice. So when you're going around corners and you really hit that throttle, it keeps you upright, and it's not as big and bulky as it looks, or it doesn't handle as big and bulky as it looks. So, you know, it's big, it's heavy, it feels like a motorcycle, but I've personally been on motorcycles a lot in my life. So, you know, I'm used to big 200, 250 pound motorcycles. So this doesn't really scare me. If something like that scares you, this is probably not the bike for you. But if you're actually looking for something to bridge that gap between kind of the dinky tired, small tired e-bikes and something a little more capable like this might be the way to go. So if I'm going to take on a curb like this, I'm going to probably have it on like a level 2 or something. Level 5 might be a little much, but you know, a curb like this, you should be able to just roll up it, especially right here. You've got this, you got dual wheels or dual motors, and you should be able to just hit that and go. And when you hit these bigger curbs, man, it'll just soak them up super easy. Man, that is really nice. All right, let's go find some dirt. The power delivery is just incredibly smooth. When you roll on the throttle, this is not a trick bike, man. This is a roll on the throttle. This is a big kind of motorcycle replacement to me. That's what this feels like. When you're at higher speeds, this does not feel sketchy at all. I think that's the biggest difference. When I'm on the smaller e-bikes with the little small tires, they just tend to wobble a little bit more. This feels a lot more like a traditional motorcycle. That centrifugal force really keeps you just planted. It makes you feel like you're on something solid. And it's, you know, I appreciate that a lot in a bike like this. Go down some dirt. Let's go find some steep stuff, some hills. So the one thing that I really wanted to see in this bike was just some steep climbing, how you can modulate the throttle. Ooh, come into this tunnel. It's pretty cool. Give it another power brake. Man, that is good. That braking is awesome. These tires hook up good. I've got these tires at about 15 PSI right now, which is not super ideal for dirt, but normally you'd want to be at like 10 PSI maybe for dirt. But I just wanted them a little more aired up just to see how it rode on the top end, and it actually rides really nice. These tires provide a really nice, you know, cushion in addition to the kind of pseudo mountain bike, dirt bike suspension. A dirt bike's gonna offer you, you know, 12 inches of travel. This is definitely not like a traditional dirt bike, but it's just fine. So we see this hill up here. Now this hill is steep, and it's hard to see on camera, but it's steep and it's off camber. There's a lot of loose gravel, so I want to see how this crawls up. I just want to see how it modulates the power, and I've been up this a couple times, and it's just incredible how well it does with the dual motors. So it just kind of crawls. You can hear that. Even when I get my foot down, I just wanted to stop on it and show you guys that even if you get in a situation where you're stopped on a hill like that and you need to just modulate the power and get up it, you don't want to spin out. You really want to, you want to grip on a hill like that. You don't want to be just throwing roost, or you're going to end up falling over. So going up and down these is just super cake, easy. The brakes hold, and it just, man, it actually, with the size of these wheels, it's very similar to if you've ever ridden a 29-inch mountain bike versus a 26-inch, right? Where you're rolling over things, and it just makes everything feel easier. So once you kind of get momentum and going, it just sort of eats everything up. It makes everything feel a little bit easier, even on the steep stuff. Let's go find one more steep off-camber hill up here. There's a dam that I want to go up, and I think that'll be pretty cool. All right, so up here, there is a perfect steep off-camber on this little dam, and I think I can go up it and just modulate the power. I think it'll be fine. Oh yeah, you can hear that front wheel just gripping, and man, even on something like this that is just, you know, this is just a flat dam, kind of straight down. It just crawls up this and just eats. It's so good. These tires, I think that the width of those tires and these the traction and the knobs on the side really do a good job of preventing slip out. Try to do some little higher speed, you know, corners on this dirt here. You can hear it kind of just trying to pull and not slip. No dirt here, but it's totally flickable. Oh yeah, pretty good. It doesn't wash out, and you're going fast. Just keep on the gas. Beautiful day. Nice day to be out riding. Probably don't want to go into this corner that hot, but we'll see how it holds up. Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear those tires. They're on the edge, but that's like 30 miles an hour around these little turns. Not bad. Man, that's pretty good. I expected a little more washout from those. It's not washing, it's just gripping. Yeah, it's not like if I was going around those on a dirt bike, a lot of the time you'd hit them with speed and you just hit the gas and steer with your rear wheel. You know, you're gonna throw roost and you're gonna kind of lay the bike more flat. On something like this, with those dual motors hooked up, you kind of can just hold the throttle where you know it's on that point, and you don't need to get as low, and it just sort of grips and just turns. It's crazy. It feels super stable compared to what I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I thought. You know, a lot of these companies come out with these e-bikes and they just feel like a big heavy version of a wimpy bike. This feels a lot different to me. This feels like a solid, kind of like a motorcycle. It's just a really good off-road tool. Now I could see something like this being super useful for a couple different scenarios. You know, on dirt roads, if you're going up in the mountains, you don't want to take a four-wheeler and beat yourself up and you're just going to sightsee. This would be amazing to get around on. Camping, put it on the back of something and just take it with you. Also, something that I think would be great for is you've got land that you maybe contract out to hunters. I've got some family members that do that, and they don't want to disrupt the hunters with a dirt bike or engines or something. They don't want to scare the game. And if you don't want to scare the game, this would be perfect. These motors are dead silent. All I hear is the tires, which I know I've said that multiple times, but it's weird because most e-bikes, most electric things, you'll hear that motor, that electric motor just whine. Right there, look at that. Nothing. Now, it's been a little while since I've been on two wheels, but this is fun, guys. Ooh, I see something over there. Let's see. I see this log. Let's go over this log. I think I can go over this log just fine. Trying to give you guys, yeah, seem to do good. Guys, it just eats everything up. You can see, I mean, this tire is just massive. Man, it just handles so easy. You can kind of just get that lay down, and it has that nice big wheel centrifugal force to just pull you right back up. I think that's what makes it feel so easy to handle, is just the big wheels. I would imagine though, this being 100 and whatever it is, 70 pounds, I would imagine it's going to eat brakes pretty good. And it does have good slow speed, so I'm not putting my feet down right here. I'm just like balancing. And it does have like that nice fat tire kind of balanced feel to it. Really super easy to just balance. Hold the brake you know, if you need to kind of dink through some things, real tight stuff, navigate, it's super easy to do that. Man, this is a blast, guys. I don't know how else to say it. This thing is just a kick in the pants. Super tight, man. You can get through some seriously tight stuff with this. The handlebars aren't super wide, so you can actually get through a lot of things. These aren't, you know, I don't think these are any wider than my mountain bike handlebars, which is pretty nice. I haven't measured them, but just going by feel. One thing you'll notice is these brakes, I mean, they are massive, but you do have to adjust these. I'm gonna have to contact Aniioki. They've been pretty good so far. I'm gonna have to adjust these, maybe bleed these brakes out just to see, but they should stop better than that rear, but the rear stops great. So that's one issue that I've found so far. I already talked about the chain does clank a little bit. It's not bad considering the terrain I was going over, so I really can't complain about that. Everything else was great. It does oscillate a little bit front to back when you're going super high speeds, depending on your fork rebound and the air you have in the fork. I did put a little more air in these forks because I'm a little heavier, but overall that was great. The rear brake is insane. I mean, you can lock that thing up like nothing. I forgot I did leave my signal on. Some funny features, if you do, you know, go in and you don't have a bike lock, you can lock this, of course. Now, once it's locked, it has this little alarm system that goes off, and then you can unlock it just like you unlock a car. Double click, and there you go.
Oh, Aniioki.
A lot of the settings in the screen, people have gone over these already, but you can record, you can hook up Bluetooth music if you want to. You can change settings in here, like your power, how hard the power comes on. I have it set to basically roll the power on immediately. So I have it set at the max, you know, the most power you're gonna get and the fastest it's gonna deliver it. I did have a problem with this headset. I had to take this bolt out here, this bolt out, and then I ended up, you tighten this bolt, you pull this top of the headset off. If this doesn't tighten down for you, you do need to kind of chew it up in there just so that the center insert grips, and then you have to tighten this back down and get it to compress. So I noticed that there was a little bit of a gap here and a little bit of a gap down there, but I've got most of that gone and it feels pretty good on the road. It was delivered with a little less brake fluid here, and the brakes feel a little squishy at first. You can pull them down so you can see there, and then the second pull is there. So you have to kind of double pump. That's not right. The rear brake is obviously exactly how it should be. Other than that, this was a crazy machine. If you've been on dirt bikes, four-wheelers, you like heading out on trails, maybe being a little quieter, and you want to go explore 100 miles, you know, this is a pretty crazy machine to do it. I'm impressed. Thanks to Aniioki for sending this for review. Look at the size of that next to these other e-bikes. I mean, that really puts it into perspective for you. So that's another thing. I'm 6'1", 200 pounds. And you know, if you're going to ride something like this, I do think it's better for larger, stronger people. I would not want a light, you know, my wife on this. I wouldn't want my daughters on this, really. It's just too heavy. I think it's about 170 pounds total. You just turn the key like this, and oh my gosh, this thing is freaking huge. 60 volt battery, and it is 70,000 milliamps. 4,200 watt hour battery. I think they actually even have a bigger battery than this. Boy, that it gets heavy. The bike gets a lot lighter with this thing out. You know, I can one-hand it, but it is definitely, that is a beast of a battery. It does have a power button here. That's actually how you turn it on. If you don't have this power button enabled, it won't turn on at all. So once that's on, then you're able to power that thing on. It does boot up super fast too. It's one thing I appreciate is, you know, what is that, 5-10 seconds max, and it's booted up and ready to go. So that's pretty cool. I know I usually talk trucks with you guys and other things, but I wanted to do something fun. But I thought I would actually use this thing, and I could see a ton of uses for this, and I could kind of see where they're going. At first I thought it might be a little ridiculous. It's not going to work. It's just a gimmick. But I'm pretty impressed with it. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching.